Everything has brought her to this moment. She inches closer to the edge and summons the courage to leap. Because she knows the only way out is across when the floor is lava. Every big moment starts small.
It starts with a spark and becomes a guiding light. Teamwork, friendship, getting social. When the games are gone, the games go on. Orange Store. Fuel the spirit.
This is a place where imaginations can run wild. Maybe it's time to come set yours free.
Now you can shop smarter at Canadian Tire. With same-day pickup or same-day delivery. So you don't have to shelve projects for later. Shop smarter at Canadian Tire.
Nova Scotia, British Columbia.
Welcome back to Women's Beach Volleyball, here live from St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador for the 2025 Canada Summer Games. It is time for Nova Scotia versus BC. It is going to be our 5th game of the day, and we just came off of one of the best games that we have seen here at the games so far. Some big shoes to fill, but these girls can definitely do it. For Team BC, wearing number 1, Izzy Masholt, and for BC, wearing number 2 is Nyla Tucker, the head coach, Maverick Hatch. For Team Nova Scotia, Sierra Sarti, wearing number 1. Number 2 will be Julia McDougall, the head coach, Beat Shannon. Luke Much joined by Robbie Doherty for this great action. Robbie, we've had so much fun here today, and I'm sure that this matchup here will be no different.
Oh, you can say that again. That last matchup between Alberta and Ontario, for those who were tuned in, it was something for the ages, and I'm sure that's going to be no different here. These two teams, coast to coast, east versus west, going to do battle. It should be a dandy.
Absolutely. So for people who don't know beach volleyball, it is the first to 2 out of 3 sets. 21 points for the first 2 sets. If needed, a third set goes to 15 points. Teams switch sides every 7 points, except for the third set, where it is every 5. Of course, the reason why they are switching, obviously the elements, the wind, the sun, the main 2. We're having a hard gust right now blowing towards Team Nova Scotia, so they will switch after the first 7 points. With that, we are underway for women's beach volleyball, Nova Scotia and BC.
Oh, great action thus far. Great block at the net, but good effort by Nova Scotia to keep that going. They're going to try to put that down, but a net infraction. BC will get on the board first.
Yeah, 4 hits there for Nova Scotia. Each team only gets 3 hits to get the ball over the net, so 1 too many for Nova Scotia results in a 1-0 Team BC lead.
So a big serve for BC. We've seen a little bit more trouble from this side in our last game, Luke. Serving from this direction, wind could be a factor.
Absolutely. Definitely could be. As it looks like we are almost set here now. As the official returning back to his spot, and we are almost ready to go. As Izzy Masholt will lay the serve off. Now a long shot in, that one hitting the line. It will stay in, and a point for Team Nova Scotia here early on.
Well, a big point indeed. Nova Scotia going to get settled in. 1-0.
As a serve for them now.
And great power from BC, picking their spot, going back court. All squared up at 1.
Absolutely, Nyla Tucker with a great shot there. That one just bouncing past the line, or on the line, sorry. And that will be another point for Team British Columbia. We are tied at 1.
point here for both teams. Not able to keep that in was Nova Scotia.
It's a busy day here. A lot of games on tap. This is as I mentioned, our 5th game, and we still have 4 more after this before beach volleyball is wrapped up for day 1. All of the preliminary matchups will be finished by tomorrow night, and then it is on to the qualification, quarterfinals, semifinals to determine the seeding.
Certainly been great action all day. If you're a sports fan in general, you've never experienced beach volleyball live before, if you're in the area in St. John's, or if we're just outside in Paradise, you should check it out. It's an atmosphere like you don't see very often. Lots of fun. Lots of great athleticism on display here. It's certainly been a wonderful day thus far.
Absolutely. As grabbing the ball for the serve, here's going to be Julia McDougall for Team Nova Scotia. Serve up just short, and it will result in another point for Team British Columbia, who is up now by a score of 4-2.
Great serve, Nova Scotia keeping that alive. Rally continues at the net. Here's BC. Trying for the set. Good effort by Nova Scotia. Keep that going. BC at the net. Great athleticism and a big block from Julia McDougall.
Really nice move there by Julia McDougall, who jumps up, creates a wall, can't get through, and a good block and a great point there for Team Nova Scotia, down by 1. The score 4-3 for British Columbia.
Now certainly back and forth here, these two teams. Very evenly matched early on, 4-3. We saw earlier on in the day, it didn't take long for a team to pull ahead, but now the last 2 games, we've seen them pretty close. We'll see how this one trickles out, and there's a nice shot from BC, able to put it down and take a big point.
Absolutely, BC looking strong here, as is Nova Scotia. A couple of great rallies already, Robbie. 5-3, the score.
5-3. We've seen leads disappear. Musholt. A nice play for BC. Picked her spot down the middle. Found an opening. No mistake. As BC with the serve.
Going to be Izzy Musholt with it. From behind the line. Get us back underway here.
A little confusion here with the officials trying to make sure everything's on point. Every point, such a big one in this sport of beach volleyball. Best of 3, sets to 21. Final set if needed to 15. Creeps up in a hurry.
And a close matchup here so far, Robbie. We obviously saw our back-to-back matchup there in the last game between Ontario and Alberta. That one had to go to extra points, all the way up to 26 instead of 21, as it is win by 2. And eventually, Alberta was able to come out on top. But a great matchup there, and this one, the same kind of feeling here, back and forth early on.
A great shot from BC there, finding the back of the court. They'll get to serve it once again. Great effort from Nova Scotia, trying to get to the net in time. They do. All still live. Great effort at the net and a block from McDougall. That one gonna find the back corner. Point for BC, 7-4.
That was still a fantastic job by Nova Scotia to keep that rally that long. They were scrambling from the get-go there, Robbie, and able to keep that one and send it over again twice before finally just missing out.
Exceptional effort. Nova Scotia to get to it. That serve going long. So 7-5 now, BC. This one tight early on. Sierra Sardi for Nova Scotia. But in play. BC doing a great job. Setting it up. That one finding the spot. Great speed and power from BC's Izzy Musholt. And a big point for British Columbia.
Finding that odd space in between the two Nova Scotia players, Sardi and McDougall, and kind of made some confusion there and just didn't work out right for Team NS.
Serve coming up for BC. That wind picking up. Been a breezy day here in Paradise, Newfoundland and Labrador, suburb of St. John's, about 15 minutes outside of the downtown core. Beautiful, beautiful area of the country. Lots of great local fans coming out to support this event. That serve just missing a little bit wide. Not hitting the mark for BC, so a big point for Nova Scotia. They trail by 2 in this opening set.
Yeah, they're hanging in there right now. Nova Scotia trying to find their rhythm here.
Here we go. Nova Scotia, chance to serve once again. Sierra Sardi, start from the back right corner.
Great serve there.
At the line, Mushel can't get it as high as she wanted. That one into the net. And another big point for Nova Scotia, starting to claw back.
Yeah, making
7 in this opening set.
Making it a 1-point game right now, Robbie. They're within striking distance, trying to get this one back tied up and set back into their favor once more.
So a big point coming up for both teams. Only 1 point in the difference at the moment. Here's BC, a chance to spike it. And great effort by Nova Scotia, the first time to keep it alive. And then McDougall chasing it out of bounds. These teams know how important every point is, Luke, and they're putting it all on the line to try and get there.
Yeah, and what a spike there from Mushelt as well. That was spectacular stuff. Great job by Nova Scotia to keep that ball up as well.
And there's a big effort and a great poke from Nova Scotia. 9-8 now, not letting BC pull any further ahead.
Oh, Nova Scotia been hanging around, back by 1, 2, 3 points. Just won't go away right now for Team BC.
You can say that again. Here we go. Julia McDougall. Put in the air. Opportunity at the net for BC. Got to pick a spot and find the line. Big point for British Columbia. 10-8. Back they go to their 2-point lead.
Yeah, just a great move there. We've seen that a couple times last matchup as well with Ontario and Alberta. It's a sneaky play, but the success rate is high on it.
Great block there from Sardi. She approaches the net once again, trying to find the sand between the BC players. Now BC's turn, trying to find the line. That's going to be Nova Scotia just missing.
That was close, Robbie. We say a game of inches. That one just outside of the blue line.
So Sierra Sardi with the serve for Nova Scotia, trailing by 1 midway through this opening set. That one put up. BC trying to attack the net, put it in the dirt. That one long once again. So Nova Scotia officially tying this thing up. Great mental toughness by the Blue Nosers here in this opening set.
Absolutely. Tied 10-10 now. Nova Scotia with a great start here. This big serve.
Great teamwork from BC is already able to put it back over, put some pressure on. British Columbia at the net looking for the spike. That one's off the top, but we'll find the dirt. A big one for BC as they take the lead back by 1, and that's 21 points on the board in total, every 7 points. We switch directions. The wind certainly a factor today. You see the provincial flags moving. Let's take a look at some of the action here in this opening set between these two coastal rivals, East versus West, Luke.
Well, BC's been on a great little path here during this action. Look at the last minute effort there to go and bring that one over. Nova Scotia too, they're battling hard until the end. Here's BC again now with the setup and then the spike in. Nice touch in there. And then here is the big one right into the back corner. That is some special stuff again. BC working well as a team here, Robbie, and that is a reason why they are in this one right now.
Certainly a battle between these two squads. Just 1 point in the difference. Nova Scotia doing a good job of not letting that lead increase. teamwork. Sierra Sardi, Julia McDougall. Izzy Musholt, Nyla Tucker for BC.
Back to serve.
Here comes the serve from Tucker. Going opposite side at the net. Here's Nova Scotia trying to put it down, not able to find the sand. Out they come. Great effort by BC. Looking to return it. Will it make it? What an effort, Nova Scotia there.
Wow.
Back and forth we go. Is it going to make it? No. And what an effort from British Columbia. Highlight reel thus far this afternoon. And the crowd showing their support.
Wow, that is all you can say. What a great effort there by Team BC's Musholt and Tucker, able to get that one over, and now they got the ball in their hands for a serve. Up by 2, make that 3.
Well, and you want to find something to build momentum on. A play like that is one you can certainly do it, and that serve was impressive, coming off that long point, and big effort from BC. In action here in beach volleyball, that one long. BC picking up another point.
BC again now with the option to serve here. An important serve, up by 4.
So British Columbia looking to add to the lead. Certainly been on a roll. The team switch sides. That one at the net. Great block by BC. A second effort to put it in. And not quite getting there. But great effort from BC. Certainly no quit from them thus far this afternoon.
No, trying to catch lightning in a bottle twice there with those mad scrambles, trying to get them back and over the net. But that one just couldn't happen on that opportunity.
Nova Scotia with a big serve. That one put down. Great effort from Sardi. Back to McDougall. Able to keep it going at the net. Here's Sardi. A little poke. She'll find the spot. 14-13. Neck and neck. Both teams not letting the other pull away.
No, absolutely not, Robbie. It's a close matchup here, and I tell you what, both teams working great together. Communication, we talked about it. Last game, it was stellar. This game, no different. You can hear them talking on the court, and it's been working well. Both teams gelling well here together.
Certainly are. Beautiful day here in Paradise, Newfoundland, Labrador.
It's pretty close to a paradise, too, I'll tell you that much. Yes, can't get better than this.
Oh, nice sunshine, great day for beach volleyball. These athletes making the most of it. Great skill out here today. Everyone seems to be certainly dialed in, playing at a high level. Seen some great matchups thus far.
And we talked about it too, just the vibe of the sport. Like, this is a sport on the up, definitely. We got a DJ here, the fans, great fan base throughout the opening morning here, and will no doubt continue throughout the later games as well.
Oh, here we go. That one put down by BC once again. 17-12.
Timeout looks like, as Nova Scotia head coach will call the timeout, beat Shannon.
To get them in to regroup. We
Exactly.
saw some highlight reel rallies thus far, Luke, in this one, but the one that stole the show, we're going to go back and take a quick look at it, and here we go. I'll let you take it from here.
Well, BC, just an absolute great effort. Here's the whole rally. Nova Scotia able to get it back up. Then all of a sudden, BC's out and scrambling. Look at the effort here to get it up. And then the big dive, just like she's swinging a hammer, but she gets it back over. Nova Scotia then knocks it out of bounds. What a great effort there by Musholt and Tucker. Able to work together and hustle. The hustle has paid off here for Team BC early on in this one. That is why they are up by 5.
Both teams, the strong will to win, never saying quit, not on anything. Every point so important here in beach volleyball. We've learned that all day. And this team, it's a 5-point lead, one of the bigger ones we've seen thus far early on in this first set.
Absolutely, it's been neck and neck the whole way through. Now Nova Scotia calling their timeout. We'll see what their coaches said, what their game plan is moving forward. See if Shannon Beat can really go and kind of rally her team and get them on the right track again.
So here we go, back underway. Trying to find the spot is Nova Scotia, great return from BC at the net. That's going to find the spot, and another big point for British Columbia. They lead by 6 here, closing in on that 21.
British Columbia doing a great job here so far, just sticking to their own game. They aren't trying to play and match Nova Scotia. They're sticking to their own game, and it's been working for them here.
So there we go. In play, Nova Scotia at the net. McDougall trying to find it, doesn't quite get the height. And it's 19, just 2 away from taking the first set is British Columbia. BC started with a lot of momentum. Nova Scotia clawed their way back into it, but the past 7 or 8 rallies, BC really finding their footing, building on that momentum of that highlight reel rally, and what a chance for McDougall. She makes the best of it. That one hit hard.
Absolutely. Well, first game, right? So you're shaking out the nerves here. Both of these teams back and onto the stage here at the Canada Games. It's a big showcase, Robbie, so taking some time to settle in, and now Team BC looking like they've really kind of found their stride.
Great effort from Nova Scotia, keeping that in the air at the net, trying to find the floor. They do, and a big point for Nova Scotia. 19-14, both teams within reach. BC is that bit closer.
Yeah, well, we talked about the big stretch that BC just went on Nova Scotia with 2 points in a row here, and we talk about how important communication is. There's a lack of it from Team BC on that play. They got tangled up, and they didn't get the ball back over.
Great poke from BC, and Nyla Tucker, they're going to finish it off with the point. So 20 set point coming up for British Columbia. They'll have the serve.
An opportunity to win it here for Nyla Tucker, who has the ball in her hands, and she's ready to go, trying to get this first set wrapped up.
Here it is at the net. Nova Scotia going to stay alive in this first set. That one going to be called as held on too long.
A carry there on that one, so Nova Scotia will have the ball come back to them. Down by 5, they'll swap sides here.
It's been an entertaining one as well, Luke.
Absolutely, Robbie. Still, 5 points. We had a 5-point deficit last game whenever Ontario's backs were up against the wall. They came back, they forced extra points. We'll see if Team Nova Scotia can do the same.
Here we go. Nova Scotia, McDougall with the serve. Looks to go to the other corner, chance at the net. BC putting it in play. Good effort by Sardi. Standing up, putting it back in play. Will it hang on? It will. And a huge pressure play from Nova Scotia, staying alive here in the opening set.
That's Sardi right there with a great outstanding diving play, keeping that ball up and in the air and allowing her teammate McDougall to set it up for her. That's a great play there by number 1 in white and blue.
Great play by Tucker, picks her spot, no mistake. And that will do it for this opening set. BC takes it 21-16, and a huge confidence boost for this team from the West Coast.
Absolutely, Robbie. They got an opportunity now to close this one out in the second set for Nova Scotia. Backs up against the wall here. We've seen so many teams today come back in this second set and push a third one. We'll see if Nova Scotia can join them as well here, as they have had a lot of compete, that's for sure. Nova Scotia, BC, it's been absolutely fantastic here in St. John's, Newfoundland. We'll take a break. When we come back, it is the second set from Paradise, Newfoundland at the Canada Summer Games.
We've heard it said, nobody comes here for the weather. And yet, every spring, here they are.
Welcome back to our continuing coverage of beach volleyball from the Canada Summer Games in beautiful St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. We're just outside the downtown core in Paradise, Newfoundland and Labrador. Beautiful afternoon here, sun shining, but a strong wind and a bit of a factor for all these teams this afternoon as BC battling Nova Scotia. BC taking the first set by 5. Nova Scotia winning the first point, looking to claw their way back into this one. A reminder, best of 3 sets, each set to 21, but if a third set is necessary, it's to 15, so every point so important here.
Absolutely, Robbie. And Nova Scotia, as expected, off to a hot start. Up 2-0 right now with the ball in her hands is Sardi. The nice serve as well.
That one set back, a big spike. And what a precision shot from Izzy Musholt. Saw an opening right down the middle. And a huge spike, hammered it. No mistake made, that's a big point for British Columbia.
That's taking advantage of the opportunity right there. She scanned the court, saw that there's a hole right in the middle, and again on the serve, she can do it back-to-back points. We're all tied up here because she's realizing that there's the hole, there's the weak spot right now, and she's taking advantage of it. We'll see where she goes here.
She certainly showed a lot of poise and control. Very accurate.
That's 2 serves in a row. She's done a great job there, an ace on one of them. And then again now here, getting the point off the serve. We'll see if she can make it 3 in a row.
One in plays. Nova Scotia trying to attack it at the net. BC doing a great job of keeping it alive, and a good effort from McDougall. Keeping it in the air, but BC just too strong as Nyla Tucker in the right spot at the right time, just drops it over the heads of Nova Scotia, finding the right spot on the floor. So 4-2, BC takes the lead.
Yeah, BC with a bit of a slow start, going down 2-0, but they've really turned on the Jets right now. These serves from Musholt have been absolutely outstanding. We'll see if Team BC can keep up this hot streak right now.
Here's a chance at the net for McDougall, able to hoop it over. Big effort from BC to keep it going, and a great job by Musholt. Ball still alive. Rally still in play, and a big shot from McDougall for Nova Scotia to get the point. 4-3 now.
Nova Scotia fighting back here. Will swap sides as now BC will get the win to their advantage, pushing them in their back. Nova Scotia has to deal with that gust when returning the ball.
So BC, that 1-point lead. We saw this in the last set as well. Either team letting the other one pull away. It's been back and forth. 2 very evenly matched teams. BC keeping it in the air. At the net, oh, and just a little misstep by McDougall. Hands not close enough together. That one squeaks through. Finds the ground, so 5-3 and a big point for BC. Nice play as McDougall sets it up for Sardi. Sardi in the back corner. Great control, just inside the line. You could tell Tucker wanted it, just couldn't quite get to it in time, and a big point for Nova Scotia within 1 now.
Yeah, Nova Scotia really rallying back here. They've been hot and cold here in this second set. We'll see if they can stay hot here with this serve.
That one trying to find the net, good effort. Izzy Musholt showing a lot of speed and athleticism all afternoon here. When it's gonna drop, she just gets there in time. It's very, very impressive from this young athlete. Certainly a weapon for British Columbia.
So we're all tied now, but I agree, Robbie. I haven't seen anybody give as much effort as Izzy Musholt has here for BC. She leaves her heart on the line right here.
Certainly does. Continues now as 5-5, deadlocked here in the second set. British Columbia leading 1-0. Nova Scotia looking to force a tie-breaking third. Great serve, that one just gonna miss. Big point for Nova Scotia as they tie things back up, or excuse me, for British Columbia. Musholt will take it in the back right corner.
Yeah, she's been really strong on serves today.
That one in play, Nova Scotia. The setup, McDougall at the net, that one just missing long. And BC takes the lead back. Another seesaw battle shaping up early on in the set, Luke.
Yeah, back and forth, Robbie. That's been the story the last 2 games here for us in the broadcast booth, and it looks like these girls here going back and forth again.
Put up. Great effort from BC. Here's McDougall trying to chase it back. Can she keep it in play? And they do. What an effort from Nova Scotia. BC trying to get to the net. And no quit in either team. And it's Nova Scotia finishing it off with a great effort to win that point. Deadlocked at 7.
Yeah, just a really great effort here from Team Nova Scotia. Doing a fantastic job rallying, trying to get this one back. And they do, as we're all square at 7 here, Robbie, in the second set. This is where it was in the first set as well, and then things start to get away from them, so we'll see if they can keep this one close or if they can pull ahead this time. Great effort again. Look at this.
Hardy with a great job to keep it in play. Sent back. Here's McDougall. Over her head, keeping it in. Nice touch from Musholt as well, and there's Tucker keeping it in for BC, and Nova Scotia trying to get to the net. That one won't fall on a big point for British Columbia, 8-7.
Some good rallies here in this one, Robbie. This has been a really competitive matchup here from Paradise.
Certainly has been, Luke. Feel that wind picking up once again.
As we'll get our lines all fixed up here. Push the sand around, get them flattened out. A great job done by our officiating crew.
Certainly a wonderful, wonderful job by not only our volunteers, but our officials as well, giving these athletes the best stage possible to perform. Great play from Sardi to put it back over. BC trying to capitalize. Ball still in the air, trying to get there is Sardi. A great effort. Great speed, just not in time.
And another point about the officiating crews, Robbie, obviously the athletes giving it their all, trying to take the next step. It's the same for a lot of officials as well. A lot of big corporations here watching the next step, the big leagues taking in the officiating, making sure that they're getting the calls right and looking to see if they're worthy of the call-up. So these officials also taking this very seriously.
There's a great touch from McDougall, able to find the back line. Wind might have helped her out on that.
The wind definitely a factor here today, Robbie.
Here we go. Nova Scotia with the serve. Sierra Sardi. Back right corner. On opposite side. Musholt able to put it in the air. Great touch from Tucker, and that one falling in the back left. And a huge point for British Columbia.
British Columbia now back up by 2 again. Nova Scotia need a good answer back here, keeping this one close.
That serve in play for McDougall. Sardi not letting it get away from her. That one back over for BC. As they set up, trying to attack the net. We'll see what they do. Try to spike it, a big block for McDougall. Sent back over, that one not gonna stay in, and a big point once again for Nova Scotia. Pressure points at this point of the game for Nova Scotia indeed. Julia McDougall, she'll take the serve. Well placed as BC trying to set it over the corner. Big effort from Sardi. She won't get there in time. That one's gonna fall, and a big point.
Another good diving effort, but just great hands around the net here from Team BC. Nice soft touch. No chance to get that one if you're Nova Scotia.
Certainly, and here's another chance for BC in the back right corner. That one not finding the net, unforced error, so another point for Nova Scotia on the board. They're in double digits, trailing by 1 here in the second set. It's been a dandy, Luke, this one. Certainly not back, not second to anything we've seen so far today, but also not different in the entertainment factor. Either team letting the other one pull ahead. You expect at this level.
Absolutely. Now, interesting to see what the coaches are going to be going after. I mean, we've had some great action here in this second set so far. Let's take a look here as Nova Scotia on the set, and then BC with a big block, the counteract, and then the spike in. Nova Scotia starts scrambling, BC on the counteract, and they're gonna be able to get one to fall. But I mean, just so even, these two teams matching up, and you said it, it's East Coast, West Coast, they're battling here. Teams that wouldn't face each other normally. So not familiar with your opponents. First time that these guys are gonna be playing against each other. And it's been a very solid matchup here so far. As BC, there's one, Nova Scotia, BC, both teams great at scrambling. We've seen that a multitude amount of times here so far today, leading into this afternoon. And some great action here from both sides.
Certainly say that again, Luke. These teams certainly even matched. Scoreboard says it all, 11-10. BC midway through this second set. BC leading the matchup 1-0. Nova Scotia trying to claw back here. Going to start it with Sierra Sardi with the serve. That one not on mark as it goes wide and long. So a big point for BC. Within
BC
9.
with up by 2 again now. They got a little bit of a bubble. Let's see if they can take charge here, turn it on like they did in the first set.
Great effort from Sardi, sets it up for McDougall. Sardi up the net. That's going to be called a net infraction, I believe. Perhaps McDougall just a little too close, getting underneath. So 13-10, you talked about that bubble, and that bubble growing similar to the last set. We mentioned they don't want to let that happen again if you're Team Nova Scotia, as McDougall tries to put it over. That one stopped by BC, and a big spike. A great effort by Sardi, just can't quite get it in the air. So it's a 4-point lead.
So hard to control those, Robbie, because you don't have a whole lot of time to react. So you got to try to judge where it's going to get you at, if you have to drop to your knees or stay up, and how you're going to try to attack it and get it back up and into the air. That time, just not enough time for Team Nova Scotia to get set.
A great point once again for British Columbia. Now leading by 5, closing in on that number 21. 15-10, they lead with the ball. Izzy Mushold. What's that in play? Response from Nova Scotia. Sardi at the net, trying to put that down, not able to. There's Mushold finding a spot and finding an open spot. Hitting the dirt, 6. So similar to the last set where BC, Nova Scotia deadlocked early on, but BC expanding their lead as they break through this set. Served by BC, that one volleyed by McDougall. McDougall, and he hit the net. That one's gonna drop as well. A big point from Nova Scotia, not just for getting on the board, but to stop the momentum that BC's been showing here as of late.
Exactly what I was gonna say, Robbie. You gotta break up the momentum. You gotta find some way to get yourself back onto the board, break up this point streak that Team BC has been on. Now you have the serve, now you can try to control this rally.
And there it is, that's gonna drop as well for Mushold. A big one, looks like timeout could be called.
Yeah, that one just unlucky there as Sardi went to go and get it, but she stumbled. She fell into a hole in the sand and she couldn't get there in time. And because of that, BC was able to grab the valuable point here as we switch sides and get set again. BC only 4 points away from taking this second set.
Here we go, BC serve. Going back corner. Sardi trying to drop it over. That one at the net now for McDougall with the great effort to block. Couldn't quite get there. But certainly a big effort from Nova Scotia on that. 18-11, just 3 points away for British Columbia. Starting to close in on it. That one in play. McDougall trying to attack the net. Great effort here from Nova Scotia. Trying to put it over, just missing by a foot. Goodness gracious. Good effort though from Julia McDougall. So it's crunch time for Nova Scotia. BC closing in on the set.
Yeah, great scrambling there from Nova Scotia, but just a little bit too light there, and that one wasn't able to get over. Now BC missing this serve. That's going to be another point for Nova Scotia, and it will give them an opportunity to serve.
So Sierra Sardi serve, putting it up. Still in play. McDougall with a nice block for Nova Scotia, and a timely point at that. Put them within 6.
Very nice job there by Team Nova Scotia. BC only 2 points away here from taking this second set. They're going for the sweep. Nova Scotia trying to have something to say about that.
Crunch time for Nova Scotia. Trying to keep themselves alive as BC getting closer and closer to 21. That one just gonna miss wide, but ever so close. Sierra Sardi trying to keep this team alive. For Nova Scotia, that one's just gonna go long, but a good effort. And match point coming up for British Columbia. Ball in their hand. Chance to seal the deal. McDougall at the net, finds an opening, no mistake made. 2015, now within 5.
Very nice move there by McDougall, able to push that ball off to her left-hand side, and nobody home for BC. That one's gonna trickle down. BC now gonna play defense off of this serve, try to get it back over, up by 5.
Here we go, British Columbia. Gonna redo that point.
Boys are gonna keep it rolling. Break will be out for the next game.
McDougall with the serve, putting that in play, and a nice serve at that. BC trying to attack the net, finding match point, and they do! And a big one! As Tucker makes no mistake, found her opening, capitalize, and that will do it and seal the deal for British Columbia with a big win. 2-0 for BC over Nova Scotia. 21-15 the score in the second set. We're gonna take a look at some of the highlights of this magnificent game from two teams, very evenly matched, back and forth.
Well, back and forth exactly, Robbie, but the same story as the first set. Just around the 13, 11 point mark kind of area. BC turned it right on, and what a job they did. Nova Scotia with the serve, BC on the return, trying for the spike, and a nice little move, just pushing it off to the left. A fantastic job by Team BC on that one. The serving was fantastic, and how about Mushhold? Some of the spikes that she made, and the hustle, as we talked about, all out all the time, the hustle from Mushhold. It was absolutely fantastic, and what a great game. Again, back to back to back fantastic games here at beach volleyball in Paradise, Newfoundland at the 2025 Canada Games.
Well, it was certainly an entertaining afternoon, and more great games coming up. We're here till about 6 o'clock this evening local time. If you're a fan of beach volleyball, this is where you want to be watching. Just day 2 of competition here at the games, but it's been electric thus far. For Luke Much, I'm Robbie Doherty. We'll see you shortly for more action from St. John's. Good day.
Local 579 is proud to welcome the Canada Games to our home this summer. UBC Local 579, building great things in Newfoundland and Labrador.
Calling St. John's unique is like calling a humpback a goldfish. It's wildly different here.